I done had to lay on people's couches myself.
And is now giving back to other exonerees.
And that's all I want to do is give a person a peace of mind, because I believe that when you help others that been through what you've been through, it's like extremely therapeutic.
On the east side of Detroit is Salter's nonprofit that provides a safe haven for other exonerees.
But now, Salter back in court charged with armed robbery, unlawful imprisonment, assault with a dangerous weapon, domestic violence, running from police, and a gun charge. Disappointed in Salter. Around Detroit, 36th District Court Judge Kenneth King bound the case over Monday, saying he's very disappointed in Salter.
What the heck is he doing with the gun anyway? In spite of everything that he's been through, why does he even have a gun?
Salter's bond will stay at $500,000, no 10%. He also has a pending civil suit for $75 million in connection to that wrong. He doesn't look familiar. He might after we show you this.
We are making people better and not bitter.
Aaron Salter appearing on Fox 2 News several times. He was exonerated in 2018 after spending 15 years in prison for a Detroit murder. The courts ultimately decided he was wrongfully convicted.
What up, though? You already know how it goes. Smash, like, subscribe, comment. I don't care what you comment as long as you comment. You dig? Shout out Jessica Dupp Knack for the story from Fox 2 news staff. Shout out my baby. Hopefully you get in touch with me. I read the story and unfortunately got a report on this. The brother, Aaron Salter's Bay, a former, well, not a former, but a Detroit native who's an exoneree from a murder case that he got sentenced to natural life without parole, which he served 15 years for, which ruined his football career. And like I told y'all before in the last video I did about him while he was doing his great works, while he was not incarcerated in the Wayne County Jail, he's one of the best athletes I ever seen to be, 6'5", almost 300 pounds, and one of the best men I ever been around in the Moore Science Temple of America while incarcerated. I remember it was an incident. I told y'all it was an incident where I had got into it with a blood guy. It's on the floor the next morning. Everybody in the day room segregated. It's going down. It might go down. I don't know what's going on. I told the Moorish American, Salter's Bay, I say, hey, look, brother, y'all trying to go home or y'all trying to stay, out in general population. Let me handle my business and I'm going to go ahead and do my thing. He said, no, that's not how we rock, Moore. We got your back, but we going to talk it out and find a peaceful resolution. And even though he had the power to, make things happen and didn't have to get his hands dirty, he didn't put nobody in a compromising position at all. So I respect him for that. I remember it was another brother, and we gonna say his name. It was Young Gill. I had some artillery, and he's like, man, you about to go home. Why do you have that? You got to get out your room. Well, you can't be participating in that. It just, it was just a positive dialogue between me and him all the time. Even though, I ain't messing with him when he got out. We didn't have a chance to bump paths or nothing like that. It was a great, genuine individual that cared about his young Moorish Americans. He could have been starting so much drama, manipulating so many people into doing things, but he didn't. So I just want to give y'all a little backstory on, how I met him, where I know him from, and my encounters with him. Unfortunately, he got into this situation. There's no doubt he did it now. It's on the news. It's documented. It's on video. There's no doubt that he did it. But people have to take in consideration, for those who criticize him, you have to take in consideration what that 15 years did to him. What the 15 years did to him. Nobody comes out normal after 15 years. If so, you're a lie. That's why I criticize the parole board. I criticize the lawmakers. I criticize the Supreme Court. You got a person like my cousin Ardell Shelton. She was supposed to be out in 2015 after doing 5 or 8 years. She can't seem to get a parole if they threw it at her. She'll be so close to the door and just do something terribly stupid. Just terribly stupid. Level 2, go back to level 4. You know why? She has a mental illness, and then also the conditions of prison has changed her. And then also you have to take in consideration the fact that she should have been in the mental health hospital and not prison. You got to take in consideration the fact this girl, since a child, was threw to the wayside, was molested by her brother, was molested by her mother's boyfriends. I believe that's why she's living the LGBTQ lifestyle as a man and so aggressive at this moment, because what she's been through, the masculinity that she always expressed, the aggression, it comes from being a victim for so long. You got to take in consideration this girl has 8 glass, tried to kill herself, cut her wrist, but you choose to keep her locked up. She needs help, mental help. On top of that, she's on all types of medications. And those medications can definitely change you. I've been on them. Trust me, I was on L'Occitane. People thought I was a zombie. They kept saying, Bird, why are you walking so stiff? Why are you walking so stiff? Why are you not happy no more? Why are you not eating like you normally do? Why are you just quiet? It built up in my system to a point it took me over. And then when I got off of it, they like, man, you back to normal. You're not moving stiff no more, Birdie. I couldn't sleep for nights detoxing off that medication. And mind you, it's a non-narcotic. On this drug, my personal time, I couldn't even reach the point because the drug kept me from that. I was with a nurse and she did some things and I couldn't even get nowhere because the drug had me gone. Now you got Salters Bay. 15 years in prison. You think he came back out normal? For him to even take some of the donation money that he got and he received, because he didn't get a settlement yet, he took the money that was donated to him and gave to him and opened up a house in Highland Park for other exonerees and people coming home from prison. Religious groups and organizations don't even do that, nor have the funds or means to do it. He didn't even have the means to do it. He still did it because he wanted to make people better, not bitter. That's what he always preached. When I talked to him, better, not bitter. I seen him at the club. I was at the bar, seen him, shook hands. He said, remember to be better, not bitter. Because he know my situation about my kid's mother lying and her other kid's father lying on me. And I was always bitter about it. Still to this day, I'm a bit bitter about it, but I remember him. Every time I want to hate her, I remember what he said to me for no reason. He said, be better, not bitter. Boy, it's easy to be bitter, I'm telling you. Oh, yeah. And I'm the pettiest person. I keep a grudge. I got into a fight with a guy from who jumped me in 2002. As a kid. We was cool after that, everything. We talked on Facebook years later. Everything was cool. We adults now. I think I was 12 at the time and he was like 17. They jumped on me. I was around them, right? On the humbug, just around them. Man, we gotta square up, bro, and get back. That's how petty and bitter I am. But now I think about his words when he said it to me, and it's real easy to be better. But let's not dwell on that. Let's talk about just taking in consideration that he probably got like PTSD or something. Oh yeah, I got it. If I get into an incident with a person, a street person, and they tell me it's over, I really don't think it's over. I don't really think that we talked. I think you just telling me this to rock me to sleep so I can go to sleep and be cool around you and not aware and alert so you can get me. Even though a lot of people ain't even thinking like that. That PTSD a bad mother. It's bad. He did 15. He thought his whole life was gone. He was ruined. He could have became a horrible person in prison. He could have became one of them warriors that we talk about. He could have been pressing and extorting people, but he did none of that. He stayed playing sports, stayed preaching, and came home. When you go to prison all them years and you get a woman that you love, it's like a crime of passion, right? When you get into it, I'm not making excuses for the awful behavior. No, I'm saying this woman is hard to differentiate sometimes from a possession and a companion. It's very hard. Because in prison, if you get a woman, you get a nurse, you get a doctor, you get a therapist, a psychiatrist, a tutor, a teacher, a female correctional officer, you start treating her like she your possession. You ready to do anything by any means to keep her. Prison, the monotony of that repetition, doing the same thing every day, it will turn you into something that you just don't. I can't. It's something that can't be told in words, y'all. Please work with me and understand. You know, that's like a lion defending the carcass that he eating on. It's 30 hyenas out here and it's just him. You see, he'll still fight for it because it's scarce to come by. That's how prison makes you feel about a woman, about possessions and items, about noodles. People stab each other in prison all the time over noodles. You come from that type of environment saying that type of thing, and he came down when it was realer. It was realer than it is now. Booty warriors running around, young kid coming in here, good looking, and don't think because he's 6'5", ain't nobody cutting to him ever, or try to. Don't think that. That's prison. And I know he's a great person. I know he's a good person. I know it. But we do some dumb stuff in the name of a woman, especially when we've been in environments like that. Even people that haven't do dumb stuff. I could tell when I was in the bar with him, he was very uncomfortable being in a social setting like that, where people just walking past you and they'll acknowledge that they're walking past you. See, in prison, they'll say, hey, I'm on your left, on your right, when they walking past you in the trap, because it's the rules. It's a controlled environment to the T. It's control how you eat, how you sleep, how you open the door, how you slam the door, how you shower. It's control. Now you coming out here, I seen him in the club kind of like awkward, like looking around him like he was like somebody was trying to eat him. It's like, bro, like I seen it. I never said nothing about it. It's up to my uncle. I say, I was over there. I was locked up with him. My uncle say, why you look so nervous? Why you look so nervous? What, he into a lot of stuff? I'm like, nah, he ain't into a lot of stuff. It's just, he been in prison, did 15 years. That'll mess your mind up so bad. But he made sure when we shook hands, he said, better not bitter. I said, I can't believe you remember that from a couple years ago, from when I met you. Be better, not bitter. He came up with that slogan in prison. He always said he was going to get out one day. How his life was how his life was took from him and unlawfully took from him. And I used to be like, man, yeah, okay. A lot of people say this, I'm going to get out, so on and so forth. I'm like, yeah, okay. And for him to be so happy and come home and help people and try to put them in position to win, it's unfortunate that he back in this situation over this woman. But you got to understand the love and passion that he had for somebody that was there for him at his toughest times. It could drive you a little insane. And I don't want to get into making it seem like an excuse for his behavior, because it's not. But you got to understand his thinking. It's not like normal people's. And I wish that he would have got mental therapy when he came home. A lot of us need to. I need to. This talking on Facebook and YouTube and Instagram and all these other places, it's therapeutic. It's therapeutic, my baby. So I'm getting a little bit of therapy doing this. Why you think YE was on this y'all call it a podcast? Why you think he was on here, and then when he couldn't be on here no more, nobody was promoting him, and his viewership started going down, and I took his videos down? Why do you think he on there? Fly, little birdie, fly on Martin Luther King. Yeah. Before he took my videos down, he plotted on going to jail so he could take the videos down. You see how crazy this little bit of notoriety made him? And people ask, oh, why you don't forgive him? Why would I go around a person that's been in prison all their life and crave notoriety and attention? I know how deadly that could be. Not stupid. I ain't the toughest guy in the world, but I'm not gonna put myself around a person that's been in prison 30 years of his life. That's even though I lived around inmates all them years, I know how treacherous and dangerous you could become, even if you're not that type of person. Prison makes you like that. You become possessive about a 34-cent noodle and willing to kill for it. The brother definitely got PTSD, and I wish he would have just got help. And through all this, even if he do get convicted, I wish they give him the lower end of the guidelines, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. He technically has no criminal record. The judge said, I don't even know why you have a gun. What do you mean? He's a law-abiding citizen at the time. He don't have no criminal record. He's just not a read. He can have a pistol. The traumatic stress he was going through, losing something that meant the world to him, was like going back to prison, losing his NFL career. I'd be so bitter and mad. Because he definitely had the talent to go to the NFL. If you see the way that big boy run and jump, rebound, and he got this little turnaround jump shot in the post, he definitely could have came off the bench at least. I wanted to go to the military. I'm still bitter about somebody lying on me about a domestic violence. And she apologized to me recently. I forgive her, and she's doing well. And y'all see her on the podcast soon. Cause I still love the girl to this day. I ain't gonna lie to you. But I'm bitter than a muff about a lot of stuff that I done did, or been involved in, or been accused of that wasn't true. I hope the judge considers the good that he did with the little resources that he had. He's not rich. A lot of people thought he was rich. Pocket watchers thought he was rich. Manipulators, moochers, they thought he was rich when he opened up that house, but he wasn't. He did it not for notoriety. He did it because he know how I feel. Now, it's crazy to be in this type of position, man. Make sure y'all smash like, subscribe, comment, follow me on Instagram, man. Make sure y'all follow me on Facebook. Add me on Facebook too, my personal page. Peace and blessings be upon y'all. Big old 5.